Inspiring, empowering, memorable. Dr. C.Chevy Chevillard uses his 40 years of conducting and turning complex musical scores into memorable masterpieces to teach leadership theory to executives and their teams. From the lens of a commander, musician, and teacher, business teams are transformed through creative leadership techniques and secrets of a master conductor. Join a former commander in the United States Air Force who has performed for 5 U.S. presidents as he delivers his Maestro Moment on leadership for business executives and their teams.
Hello, I'm C.Chevy Chevillard. I'm the president of Conduct Your Life Leadership Training, and this is a Maestro Moment, little lessons in leadership from a conductor's perspective. So here's the question of the day. As a leader, who do you trust? And who trusts you? Broken companies, broken careers, broken relationships, broken lives, broken hearts, all occur because of a lack of trust. People buy from the companies they trust. People work for the companies and the bosses they trust. As a leader, do you trust the people in your organization? And do they trust you? Trust must be earned constantly. Are you consistently honest, fair, and clear in your expectations? Do you trust your team before you expect them to trust you? My rule of thumb has long been trust, but verify. Give the benefit of the doubt when you can, and deal with those who have broken your trust promptly, firmly, and fairly. Conductors entrust their careers to the orchestras they conduct. Critics tend to blame bad performances on the conductors, not the orchestras. And orchestras entrust their careers to conductors too, in a big way. Because a great orchestra under a bad conductor can produce disasters, broken morale, and a total breakdown of trust. When I was 22, instead of being drafted, I enlisted in the United States Army. It was the summer of 1972 and the Vietnam War was at its peak. I reported to Fort Dix, New Jersey for basic training and then individual training to be an Army bandsman. While the Fort Dix band took 2 weeks leave, I joined the Guard Band from New England, which was comprised almost entirely of musicians from the finest music conservatories on the East Coast. At my first concert, I watched the conductor, a warrant officer, take the stage. His bow to the audience was fit for a king. I was impressed until he began to conduct. Clearly, he didn't know the music. He didn't know the score. He followed the orchestra rather than leading them. And then I realized that the musicians hated him because they couldn't trust him. He cued the musicians after they were supposed to play. So in protest, every time he cued a soloist to play, that soloist put their instrument in their lap, they looked him in the eye, and they shook their head like that. And at that very moment, another player playing a completely different instrument on the opposite side of the orchestra played that solo brilliantly, but on the wrong instrument. I was shocked. I was amazed. It was terrible. It was tragic. I couldn't believe it. And I laughed so hard I cried. So much for my newly trained military bearing. And so much for leadership. This leader broke the trust of his position. And in return, these brilliant musicians found a way to create and honor their trust with the audience by creating the most brilliant, beautiful, and remarkable concerts I've ever heard. And yet, it was all wrong. It was a cover for incompetence. What might this great team have achieved under a conductor in whom they could entrust their tremendous gifts? Who do you trust in your organization? And more importantly, who trusts you? I'm C.Chevy Chevillard, and this is a Maestro Moment.
A great orchestral performance is the zenith of teamwork and leadership. Through Conduct Your Life training programs, organizational teams quickly discover that the connection between great musical performance and great business performance is more than metaphorical. For information on Conduct Your Life and our leadership programs, keynotes, and workshops, visit our website at www.conductyourlife.com or email us at chevy@conductyourlife.com. We'd also love to hear from you by calling us at 719-592-1458.